Okay, good evening, everybody. It's September 15th, Team Lotus Team Call, and we are going to talk about a couple of things. We have 2 more weeks till the end of September, so I wanted to do a Success Club push. I am at ST2, and I know everybody else is working hard to get Success Club points, but I think what I want to do, I feel like we had a lot of great momentum last month with Team Cup, and I was very driven, and I have still been doing my daily stuff, but I haven't been posting check-in things in the group. I am not somebody who likes to be micromanaged, and so I don't micromanage down, but to other people, but I think I am going to go ahead and start posting those again every weekday at least, just to check in and see what we've done. But here's the thing that I want to say about it. I know sometimes that on those check-in posts, if you are, really working hard and trying to move your business forward, it can sometimes be a little daunting if you see other people say, oh, I have 10, I invited 10 people, or I invited 30 people, or I invited 50 people, or whatever. I don't want it to be a check-in like that. All I want to know is, did you meet your own goals for the day? If you want to share your goals, great. If not, that's fine. Did you meet your goals? I mean, obviously we have very similar goals, which is to connect with people, to send invites, to show up on our stories, for ourselves, getting our workout done, sticking with our nutrition programs, and sharing that on social media. So I would like for everybody to just rate it that way. I don't need numbers. I just need to know if you are meeting your own expectations that you are setting for yourself. And I think I am going to do an incentive. So if you hit Success Club by the end for September, I'm going to do a $25 gift card to a retailer of your choice. It can be whatever, Amazon, a clothing, Old Navy, a clothing place, a restaurant that's local to you. It doesn't matter. Or, if it is something something to reward yourself, whatever you like to do. I know we're kind of in a weird time right now where there's some things that are open, some things aren't. Some people have more, level of comfort going out. Some people just want to stay home, whatever, but that is your incentive. Hit Success Club and you are going to get a gift of a $25 gift card from me to you, saying thank you for pushing to reach your goals for this month. So that is our Success Club push. Upcoming, I just wanted to share kind of what my plan is. And so I am doing the Ultimate Reset right now. It's going fine. I am 1 week under my belt. I have 2 more left. I think this will probably be my last Ultimate Reset, at least for the foreseeable future. It's just so restrictive and it's great. But I think that I actually already realized that I'm in a better place nutritionally than I thought I was when I first started. I thought I was like going back down this horrible, trajectory of just derailing my nutrition. But actually, I feel like I've reined it back in and we're good. But I'm going to continue it, obviously, and see what happens. I have good results so far. I'll share them, of course, every week as we go through. But after that, so at some point this week, I'm going to do the 30-day breakaway sample workout, even though I'm not technically supposed to be doing a tough workout. I'm going to do it anyway because I want to get an idea of what it's going to be like. So far, I've heard it is weights, like weightlifting for 20 minutes, and then you're supposed to go for a run for 15 minutes, which I think is a great structure. And for the run, I've heard you have an audio. So I guess you just listen to an audio track while you're running. Again, haven't done it, not quite sure, but I was talking about it with my success partner this morning, and that's what she had heard, I guess, from some people that she knows that had done it, or maybe she said she watched it, I think. And I will determine whether I'm going to be doing that or not. My only hesitation for myself is that I work out in the morning, and we're coming into the fall where it's going to be darker in the morning, and getting up and going for a run while I do live in a safe area still gives me some concerns, just in general. So we'll see. I have also toyed with the idea of maybe switching my workout time to the evening and maybe trying to see if this is something that Noah would like to do with me. So that's another idea. I've had a lot of response from people that I've shared that I've done a program with Noah for people who have children that are old enough to complete a workout. And of course, that's up to your own, you can determine that for your kid. But if it's something that you can, feel like they can do safely, I don't have Noah do it when I'm not home, just because, especially if there's a weight component, I want to make sure that he's lifting correctly and that sort of thing. So that's my own little disclaimer. But if you do have older children that you might want to include, this is something I'm considering doing that for. And I'm also on that parenting, like, do I force him to do this with me or do I give it as an option? So we'll see how we go. I think I'm going to be doing the running program. If I don't, I will most likely go back to 80-day obsession to complete before the 9-week control freak comes out at the beginning of the year, or do another round of MBF and then do something else. So I know that's not like a solid marketing thing, but next week when we have our team call, I'll tell you for sure exactly what I'm doing. Of course, you're all open, welcome to do whatever you'd like. We are running an info group this week, and there's not a ton of participation in that so far, but I'm still going to be inviting people to that. So I'm hoping to add some additional people in. The girl that I have in there actually is interested in 30-day breakaway. So I will be following up with her about that. But anyway, so that's kind of my loose marketing plan. Those are the things I'm going to be promoting in my stories. I think that at this point, just talking about what you're doing, the fact that we have we've started our September Fit Club, but there's still a whole half of the month left to get started. That's a perfect thing to say. And that's what I will be putting in my stories also. Something that the last thing I wanted to talk about this evening is just like, I called it like roadblock busters and getting out of your own head. This is something that I have had ups and downs with, getting out of my own way as far as Success Club goes. I realize, and bringing people on, not even just Success Club, but just inviting people. I learned this past weekend, it was like a huge lesson for me, for the person that I sent my invite to who ended up signing up. I invited her to join the info session, and I hesitated so long on sending her that invite and the little blurb of information I sent with it. And why? Like, I just realized I'm hesitating and I need to stop hesitating. I just need to send the message, not to cold invite. I'm not a big proponent of cold inviting. I know some people say if people are following you, it's kind of an open invitation. Like if they were to come into your store, that you would of course invite them to buy whatever you have or take your class if you're, like a yoga instructor or something. And I agree with that 100%. I do. If I had a storefront, then yes, of course I would be operating that way. I haven't made the switch in my own head of looking at my social media as a storefront. I know it sort of is because I'm out there as an influencer, but I know a lot of people watch me that I have talked to before that have told me that they aren't interested. I have a lot of people that have ghosted me. I like to build the relationships because it makes me feel more confident when I send an invite. I know what they're looking for because I've watched them on their social media. I know what they've shared that they struggle with, whether it has anything to do with nutrition or fitness. It helps to kind of have an idea. I have a lot of people that I follow that also share the fact that they have struggles with anxiety and with depression. And I've had that before. I don't really struggle with that at this point in time, but I have multiple times throughout my life. And so that is a space that I completely understand. And I feel like this is a solution. What we have is a solution to help that. So I'm not always pushing, or I hate to say pushing, because I'm really never pushing anything, but I'm not always talking to people about, hey, do you want to do this workout with me? Hey, do you want to follow this meal plan with me? A lot of times I will send people messages and say, hey, I saw your post that you were having this, horrible bout with anxiety the other day. I completely understand where you're coming from, and we'll have a discussion about that. And then later on, maybe I will invite them and say, look, no pressure, but this is something that has really helped me with solve my issues with depression and anxiety. Maybe you want to check it out, and if you have hesitation about participating in the group, no problem. I'm happy to work one-on-one with you. I work one-on-one with multiple people. So, um, that is I think it's a good idea to sometimes to take a step back from this constant thought process of course we want to move our businesses forward, but we want to do it authentically. And I think that looking at where people are, meeting them where they are and what they're looking for is going to say a lot more than, well, I'm going to invite them because they are watching my story even though they never post, I don't know anything about them. That's how I personally feel. Again, everybody's different. So, that's totally cool, whatever ends up working for you. But I think making that leap over, for me, I felt like it was a leap over this big barrier in my head that tells me on occasion, people are going to think you're annoying because you're posting, because you're, inviting them every time they're watching you, or, whatever, maybe not every time, but, or they're going to think that you're not genuinely interested in them. And I just have to get over that because it's not true. People don't really think that. And if they aren't interested, then they'll say no, or they won't respond. And that's either one of those options is fine. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with what you're saying to them. So that was a lesson I learned for myself, which has helped me this week. And I'm just going to continue to repeat that and put it in my affirmations that I have come up on my phone all day long. So that I am constantly staying out of my own head and not getting, caught up in that. Personal development, of course, helps with that. I am reading for the second time You're a Badass just because I really like it. And every time I have stuff from her book that I'll pause it because I listen in the car. I'll pause it and then I'll do hey, Google, set a reminder of that. And then the quote that she has just said that I want to see it again later today. And then, I have an Android, a Samsung, and if you don't dismiss the reminder, it stays there. And so you can see it every day, and it doesn't pop up a notification, but every time I go to my calendar, that's the first thing every single day that's listed there. So I don't know how iPhone works with that kind of thing, but I mean, I guess I could technically set a reminder for every day for that to come up, but just whatever thing you need to do to help yourself get over your own limiting beliefs in your head, do it. Put stuff in your phone. It helps. And I got away from that a little bit. And so I'm getting back to that. And I wanted to share that with all of you to help you remember to, I guess, remember to remind yourself. So that is really all I have for this evening. You know me, I like to keep it short and sweet, not trying to waste anybody's time. Just want to give, little tidbits that hopefully will help. So I'm super excited for the rest of September, 2 more weeks to hit our goals and to move ourselves forward as business builders and just as fitness influencers and overall health really influencers. And I love to see everyone's posts and you're sharing how you're going, because I feel like every one of you, when you share, you're so authentic and speaking from no agenda. It's just, this is how my day was, this is what I'm doing, this is how you could maybe look at it and add something like this to your life. So I think it's really great, and I love seeing all of that from everybody. So thank you very much, and let's make it a great end to the month. And I'm going to stop the recording.